Ladies and gents, I am the one and only DJ Storms, and I would like to welcome each and every single one of you back here to the channel on YouTube.com. It is, of course, Friday, December 31st, 2021. New Year's Eve is upon us, and 2021 has come to an end. I have not uploaded any videos. I have not streamed at all in nearly 2 weeks. I am happy to be back. Unfortunately, I have contracted COVID-19, but it is it's not too bad. It's not too bad whatsoever. The most I've had is a cough or a sneeze here or there. I'm personally feeling great. I'm personally feeling fine. I'm personally feeling lively. I could literally go out and run a marathon if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. Because, A, it's fucking cold outside, and B, of course, like I said, I have contracted COVID, so I am off of work for the next week and a half, but I'm going to enjoy this time off. I did have a Merry Christmas. I hope everybody else had a Merry Christmas as well. I hope everyone is having a nice, relaxing holiday season. It is not over yet. We can spend some time relaxing for the holiday season, just a little while longer. We are here to talk about day one. Day one is, of course, tomorrow, streaming live on the Peacock, that is. Get your mind out of the gutter, people. The Cock, a.k.a. Peacock. Get your mind out of the gutter, all right? Tomorrow on Peacock from Atlanta, Georgia, with the pre-show starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And this is the official rundown for WWE Day 1 2022. Happy to be streaming here to end 2021 on a high note. And I am not alone, as you can see. Back for the first time in over a year. He's a lifelong wrestling fan. He's a DJ Storms Posse member coming to us live from New York. And he is the creator of the Furious Nation YouTube channel. Although he's not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, please help me welcome to the channel, Nick Fiore. How you doing, brother?
I'm pumped, excited, great. Really, very, very excited to be back here on the DJ Storms channel. Really glad to be back here on DJ Storms channel for the first time since I believe the rundown, the preview predictions for the 2020 Survivor Series.
Yes, the rundown for Survivor Series. It was over a year ago.
And the last time DJ Storms was on my channel was the year-end rewards last year. Now, I have not posted any videos on my channel since September because of personal issues, family reasons. I'm also starting a new job this Monday on January 3rd. I don't know how much, and I want to get back into posting videos on my channel within the new year, but I'm not sure how my new job this Monday is going to affect that, and I hope it doesn't. It shouldn't, but I'll make sure it doesn't affect it so much. I'll make sure that it does not affect it so much. But I am glad to be here. Glad to be predicting day one, the first pay-per-view for WWE for the new year of 2022. I believe we got 8 matches on the card.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, build has not been that good. It's not been good at all. But I mean, if they play their cards right, it could be decent. Even if you take out the McIntyre and Madcap Moss match, it could be a good show if they book it right.
Yes, that actually seems to be the only blemish on the card. And we were actually talking about this before we went live. I don't understand why this match is on the card, but you didn't put Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura for the IC title on the card.
Yeah, the NXT TakeOver Dallas 3 match.
Yeah, that match would have actually enhanced the show a little bit more and made the show a hell of a lot better. If that match was on the card instead of McIntyre and Moss, then the card would have had an excellent lineup. It would have been a card in which I would have had no complaints about on paper. Now, a card on paper is much different than a card that is booked correctly because, again, WWE has usually had a lot of moments where they have a good card, but they fail to book it correctly. We're going to see exactly what they can do come tomorrow evening. But obviously we touched upon how the build has been very, very lackluster. It's been very, very poor. But considering the talent on the show is some of the best talent that we have in the industry right now, we could be looking at a halfway decent show. But first things first, before we get into our preview and predictions, where can everybody find you on social media?
On the social media sticks, you can follow me on Instagram.
Stealing my catchphrases now?
Oh yeah.
Get
yeah.
off my fucking channel. Get off my channel.
Oh come on, man. Don't be JD with Jesse and the Diamond Review. Shout out to
do
JD
your
and
self-brand
Jesse.
promotion advertisements and then hand it back over to me, all right?
Okay, that's fair enough. All right. So follow me on Instagram at Nicholas Fiore 2014. You can follow me on Instagram, my Facebook page. You can follow me on Facebook at Nicholas.Fiore 31. You can add me as a friend on Facebook if you like. Also subscribe to Furious Nation YouTube channel on YouTube. I would greatly appreciate if you subscribe and hit the subscribe to the channel. And the more people subscribe, the better. I would appreciate you big time if you did that. And Twitter, last but not least, follow me on Twitter at FioreNick579. I'm usually active on Twitter and all. So don't be afraid to follow me on Twitter. However, just a warning, people are entitled to an opinion, and you should have a wrestling opinion, but there's a difference between an opinion and stupidity. If you come into my Twitter feed, or if I see you on my Twitter feed with sheer and blatant stupidity, I either mute you or I block you. So just
good man. He learns from the best, people. He learns from the best.
Oh, hell yeah. There's a difference between opinion and stupidity. When people say that AEW sucks, that's not an opinion. That's stupidity.
Clearly.
And it's like, and if you come into my Twitter feed with stupidity, you'll get blocked.
Done.
Or if you're a troll, I block you.
Done deal. Now, you can follow me on social media, on Twitter and Instagram at @TheDJ_Storms. That is @TheDJ_Storms, both on Twitter and Instagram. Add me on Facebook for collaborations and business inquiries. Please send me an email. My email is, of course, StormsTakeOver@gmail.com. Like the official DJ Storms business page, and I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms posse group on Facebook. That is, all of those links are in the description, as well as the link to all of Nick Fiore's social media platforms. Please make sure, if you haven't already done so, that you hit that like button when you come on in. Hit the like button and be sure to share the stream out on all platforms of social media. All platforms of social media. I'm talking about Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever social media platforms that you may be using. It is absolutely vital that you do so. It is absolutely vital. Please make sure you do that. And of course, subscribe, hit the notifications bell with a huge coup de grace. That way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because whenever I pop up on YouTube, of course, it is the best time to be on YouTube. Because when DJ Storms is on YouTube, you always get your daily dose of controversy. You get your daily dose of truth. You get your daily dose of the best wrestling analytics that you could possibly get in the IWC. Now then, enough of the self-brand promotion and the advertisements. We're going to get straight into the matches. We're going to start off with the kickoff match, which was announced yesterday. We got Ricochet and Cesaro versus Sheamus and Richholland. I'm actually going to hand this over to you. I want you to give me your expertise analysis and your prediction on this match.
Well, this all started when Richholland got drafted to SmackDown. I don't think he was ready for a call-up, and they paired him with Sheamus. I mean, the Richholland-Sheamus pairing, it's an odd pairing. It's like almost like a Bar 2.0, but it could be good if booked right. I mean that they do have the making of a good team. I mean, Richholland isn't ready to be on his own yet, and I think learning from a veteran from Sheamus would actually help. I think it benefits Richholland more with him with Sheamus than by himself. I mean, you look at Richholland with Pete Dunne when they were together in NXT, and I thought they were a damn good pairing. And the Cesaro stuff, I mean, he feuded with Roman at Backlash. I'm not calling it WrestleMania Backlash past May, and now he's feuding with Sheamus. I have a history with the bar. I do think Cesaro should be fighting Sammy or Shinsuke for the title going into WrestleMania season, in my opinion. And they have Ricochet involved in this, and they had this gauntlet on Christmas Eve last week. Ricochet, all four of these guys were in it. Ricochet, Cesaro, Richholland, and Sheamus. They had this thing where Ricochet was towards the end of the gauntlet. Cesaro caused Sheamus to get eliminated by Ricochet in the Christmas Eve gauntlet a week ago on SmackDown on Fox. And that's how we have this match. And Cesaro's been feuding with Holland and Sheamus lately. Who do I think wins this? I mean, first of all, it should be a decent match if they play their cards right. I wouldn't be surprised if Sheamus and Holland could win, but I'm going Cesaro and Ricochet because Ricochet in that gauntlet did shine. Even the match with McIntyre weeks ago on SmackDown, that mid-air Claymore kick when Ricochet tried a springboard moonsault, my God. Like, if you don't see world champion Ricochet, and if the people in the back don't see Ricochet as a world champion, then there's something wrong with them. Ricochet should be pushed, at least in the mid-card, for the IC title on SmackDown. I think he'd be a great hand in the IC title picture, big time. And I think Ricochet and Cesaro should win, and they need to push Ricochet going into WrestleMania. Why not give Sammy the IC title, have him stay, and have Ricochet chase Sammy for the IC title? You know, Ricochet's a former U.S. champion. I'd love to see him as an Intercontinental champion in the mid-card. I think he'd be a great IC champion in the mid-card. And Shinsuke hasn't done anything with the title. Why not give it to Sammy and have Ricochet chase the title? Why not?
You know, I really don't disagree with anything you just said right there. It sucks because these four individuals are four very good pro wrestlers. Ricochet has always been fantastic. Cesaro's always been fantastic. Sheamus has always been fantastic. Rich Holland is He wasn't really ready for a main roster call-up yet. I still don't know why they called him up if you were just going to place him in a feud with Sheamus and not a feud with Sheamus, a tag team with Sheamus and a feud with Cesaro and not give him any identity. The pairing of Rich Holland and Sheamus, it does seem odd. I do think that they do have the makings of a decent tag team. If they want to push him as a tag team, that's probably the best thing for them because Sheamus, he's not really going anywhere as a singles guy. And Rich Holland, again, like you said, he's not really ready to be on his own. I would not mind them as a tag team at all. The sad part about all this is they have not done any four of these individuals favors. They really don't. They really haven't. Cesaro, I don't even know why Cesaro is in the position that he's in when realistically he should have been the guy that was getting built up to beat Roman Reigns for the championship. They rushed that Roman Reigns match. That Roman Reigns match should not have taken place at WrestleMania Backlash. That should have been either saved for SummerSlam of this year or WrestleMania of next year. I don't really understand why they completely rushed that match. And Ricochet, don't even get me started on Ricochet. He's been buried for the last 2-3 years now. I don't even recognize Ricochet. He's been great. He's a fantastic wrestler, and he should absolutely be positioned to either win the IC title or the Universal title. They could build up Ricochet as a Daniel Bryan-esque babyface against Roman Reigns. Will they do that? No. Now, the match could be a decent match, but ultimately, what does this mean? Really doesn't mean anything. Now, as far as the winner goes, this match could swing either way. It could honestly swing either way. I'm not sure whether we see Ricochet and Cesaro win. I'm not sure whether we see Sheamus and Rich Holland win. I don't know. I honestly don't know. You predicted Cesaro and Ricochet, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I mean, I did say I wouldn't be shocked if Holland and Sheamus win, but I'm going Cesaro and Ricochet to win this.
I'm actually going to go with Sheamus and Holland only because of the fact that they're actually coming off of a losing end back at that gauntlet match on Christmas Eve, and Sheamus did get beat. So considering the baby faces kind of already got the win, I'm actually going to go with Sheamus and Holland. I would actually prefer if Ricochet and Cesaro won because I would actually love to see them actually get built up a little bit more. But we'll see what happens there. Yeah. But I got Sheamus and Holland winning that one. Should be a decent match if they play their cards right. Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan. This is for the Raw Women's Championship. I don't even know how to fucking describe how terrible the feud has been built. Becky Lynch is terrible. Liv Morgan has been overly scripted and overproduced right down to the way that she breathes. It is becoming very, 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 very difficult to even sit in front of my television and watch this feud play out.
Oh,
Really
stop
is.
hating on Liv Morgan, man. You hate Liv Morgan, man. Do you
Nobody
realize
hates
that
Liv
she's
Morgan,
scripted?
you fucking idiots, I swear to God. But here's the thing. I am a big advocate for Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan has been improving very, very well, especially over the course of the last 2 years. And it is very, very, very sad to know that WWE has not fully gotten behind her and hasn't even decided to give her a fucking opportunity until a couple months ago. It really does suck. But to be quite honest with you, I would not be surprised if Liv Morgan wins this. You know why? Who does Becky Lynch have to challenge? Who? There is
Oh, but
nobody
there's
left.
Bianca, man. She's buried.
She's dead. Bianca's pretty much dead at this rate. And Liv Morgan's literally the
I
only
honestly would have
individual.
Becky retain here and have Becky beat Bianca or whatever. Bianca's, like you said, she's dead at this point. So a match with Becky would mean nothing.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't mean anything, but I would not be surprised if Liv Morgan wins this. And I'll tell you why. The way that they built this up and the fact that Becky cheated to win on Monday Night Raw a couple weeks back. Now, Becky's in a position where now Liv Morgan's going to cheat to win, and she's going to get a revenge on Becky, only to lose it back to Becky at the Rumble, because Becky legitimately has no other challengers. There's no other challengers for Becky Lynch to face going into WrestleMania. The only other challenger that Becky Lynch could potentially face is Rhea Ripley, but she's caught up with Nikki Trash. So at the end of the day, the only individual would be Rhea, but that would only happen if Rhea wins the Rumble. But even if Rhea wins the Rumble, she's certainly not beating Becky Lynch. I mean, let's be real here.
Yeah. With Liv Morgan, like you said, she's gotten a hell of a lot better. I mean, look at Liv Morgan, look at Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke doesn't try. She's still stagnant.
Fucking Dana Brooke, dude.
How do you release Toni Storm, but you keep Dana Brooke?
All they did. Oh, no, they didn't release Toni Storm. They let her walk.
Yeah, or whatever. It's like, how do you have her walk, but you keep Dana Brooke? It's mind-boggling to me. Dana's lucky to still have a job. Oh, but she's a 24/7 champion, man. Who cares?
Fucking hell, dude. I don't even know at this rate.
But Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch, the Becky Lynch heel run has been a fail. She sucks as a heel. She should have never
been a thing. Should have never came back to beat Bianca. Should have never turned heel. Should have never been in this position.
This heel Becky is not. This heel Becky, this is not even Becky. This is a Becky that's selfish, that doesn't care, who thinks about no one but herself. This heel Becky ain't working. She'd be much better off as a babyface. This heel Becky, it's like you said, should never been a thing from the very beginning, ever.
She's become Charlotte Flair 2.0.
Yeah, and then it's like you get some people, oh, but you need that Charlotte Flair influence, man. Fuck that. Fuck that. Why do we need that? We don't. But as far as Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch goes, I mean, I could see Liv Morgan winning only for Becky to get it back at the Rumble.
There's no other challengers, dude.
But
who is Becky going to face? It's either Becky retains and she doesn't defend the title again against anyone until WrestleMania because there's literally nobody, or Becky loses only to win it back at the Rumble. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, if Liv Morgan wins and then does lose back to Becky, I would be floored. But I
would not.
I will say this: Becky and Bianca, nobody wants to see.
Well, Bianca's pretty much dead.
I mean, I understand you want Bianca to get her win back from SummerSlam this past August, but Becky should have put her over at SummerSlam. That was a mistake. And Bianca's dead right now. The damage is done to Bianca, where it will take a long while to rebuild her back up.
Bianca should still be the champion right now. She should be taking that title into WrestleMania. Meanwhile, Toni Storm should be positioned to win the Royal Rumble, and that should be the SmackDown Women's title match at WrestleMania with Toni winning.
Yeah, exactly. Though I did read a Twitter tweet not long ago. I saw it on Twitter Liv, I mean, you talk about the Rumble's coming up at the end of next month, right?
Yes.
I'm picking either Sasha to win, or if she doesn't win, what about the possibility of Liv Morgan winning?
Let me tell you something. I would not mind that at all, but you honestly think that they will. This company does not push anyone unless you're one of the 4 horsewomen or Alexa Bliss.
I mean, if they do Becky and Bianca at the Rumble, I don't want to see that.
It'll be a decent match, but no one
gives
a shit. It doesn't mean anything. And you know what? This match, I'm assuming, will be
Bianca should have won at SummerSlam this year. In fact, Bianca should still be a champion right now.
Yeah. And I would not be
Becky
surprised
Bianca
if Becky and Liv is a
past
decent
August.
match.
I mean, if the match was 20 minutes, okay, but 26 seconds, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem. But
as soon as you lose,
I could see Liv Morgan winning, but I wouldn't be shocked if Becky retains either.
It is what it is there, but I have Liv Morgan winning this only to lose it back to Becky at the Royal Rumble. Can you see this match kicking off the show, or is it somewhere in the middle?
I think somewhere in the middle, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think it may start to open maybe the Raw Tag Team title match.
I was actually thinking the same thing, and we'll talk about that. That's actually the one match that I'm most intrigued in, just based off of who those 4 men are and what they can do in the ring. But Becky and Liv could be a decent match. I expect it to be decent. I actually expect Liv Morgan to win. Everyone will jump for joy, only for Liv Morgan to lose it back to Becky at the Rumble, just in time for her to get fired after WrestleMania.
God, I hope not, but I would not be surprised. And this company needs new stars. You can't, with the firing.
New stars. That's not in Bruce Pritchard's vocabulary.
This year, it's like eventually this is going to have to fucking stop.
You're like challenging Vince McMahon to fire everyone, dude.
You can't fire everyone. Come on.
You know what Vince would say to you? Watch me. That's what Vince would say. Anyway.
I mean, 76, he needs to go, though.
I think he's like 78, actually.
He's 76, and he looks like a dead man. He looks like literally that guy. You know, you go to a funeral wake or whatever, and someone passes away, and it's an open casket.
Yep.
And a dead man. Vince literally looks like that. In fact, it's like to a point where it's like you're legitimately concerned for the man's health.
Oh, my God. Tell me about it.
He looks terrible. I don't know how he's done it over these years, but he needs to go. I respect what he's done for the company all these years, but he needs to step down.
We're going to move on to the SmackDown Tag Team title match. We got the New Day and the Usos. Man, this is a fresh, riveting matchup. Yeah, fresh, riveting matchup. Now, one thing I've noticed, the New Day has gotten the upper hand over the Usos literally every single week leading up to this match. I'm pretty confident in the Usos retaining here. And I don't see any reason why the Usos should be losing to the New Day. I hope they don't lose. I'm pretty confident they won't lose. Listen, it'll be a good match. These two teams never have a bad match, but seriously, how many fucking times do we need to see this shit? And it really just goes to show you how terrible the tag team division is being booked. The only thing I can hope for now is Usos retain, and we get Usos versus the Viking Raiders at WrestleMania. And the Viking Raiders...
I'd love to see.
Yes. The Viking
Raiders win the tag titles at WrestleMania.
Yes, exactly what I was getting ready to say. But...
That's a lot better than Usos and New Day.
Yeah, I pretty much just see this as an interim match. I really don't see this match really meaning anything in the long run. It's just a match to fill a spot on the pay-per-view card. It's a match to get the Usos through another pay-per-view, another successful title defense, all that other good stuff. The Usos have been losing, and now, since the Usos have been losing week after week after week, now they'll finally get their revenge. They'll finally get their win, and then we can move on to something else. I would not mind if this match kicked off the show. Should be decent. Again, the wrestling on the show should be okay.
Yeah.
It all depends on how the booking is. Because you could have some great wrestling, but it all depends on the outcomes and the booking. But I see the Usos retaining here. No reason to take titles off them.
New Day doesn't really need those titles, to be honest, at this point. How many tag title reigns have they had at this point? I've
New Day
lost count.
shouldn't even be together at this rate. The only reason why they're still together is because they have no other tag teams.
Honestly, Xavier should be on his own. Like, Big E is, I mean, look at Big E on his own. Xavier should follow in the same footsteps.
Yeah, Big E on
And
his
he's
own.
not, and Xavier's really underrated in the New Day. He's really not bad in the ring at all.
Oh no, Xavier, he's actually my favorite member of the New Day. Xavier is fantastic at what he does. Xavier could be a solid U.S. champion, a solid Intercontinental champion if they book him correctly. Not now with this shitty-ass King gimmick.
Exactly. I mean, and
worst King of the Ring of the modern era, Xavier
Woods.
Woods. Worst King of the Ring of the modern era, Xavier Woods.
Yeah, and it's not his fault.
Not his fault, but, I mean, come on. You're going to give Xavier Woods a shitty King gimmick when you realistically should have given the King of the Ring winner a world title match, and it should have been either Finn Balor or Ricochet.
Yeah. I mean, if they had Woods on his own, and if he challenged for a world title with no Kofi, no New Day, no nothing, I wouldn't mind Woods at all. I know he wouldn't win the world title right now, but he should be by himself without Kofi.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Kofi
on his own, back with his SOS theme too. Bring that back.
Oh, yeah. Kofi's pretty much approaching the end of his career anyway, so how old is he? Like 41?
40. I heard he turned 40 this year too.
Yeah, he's 40, so
he's not old, but he's been there since 08.
Oh, I know. He can move. Don't get me wrong, he can still move, but at the end of the day, New Day realistically shouldn't still be together. I'm glad Big E's on his own. We should get Kofi and Woods now splitting up. It's really a
would you turn one of them heel?
What?
Would you turn one of them heel like turning Woods heel?
The only guy that I can see as a believable heel would be Big E.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kofi is babyface. He's got the babyface aspect. Xavier Woods is babyface too. There's really nothing else I can say as far as that relates. I only see heel in Big E.
Yeah. And like you said, this Woods King gimmick is, like you said, Woods is the worst King of the Ring. Not his fault, but the worst King of the Ring winner in history. And this King shtick with Sir Kofi, I feel like it's not expecting any better either.
Second worst of all time. King Mabel was the worst.
AKA Viscera.
Yep.
The world's largest love machine, or Big Daddy V.
Yep. But
I got to fail in 2007 in ECW when he wrestled Kane. That was bad.
Oh, God.
His match with Undertaker and CM Punk. Oh, yeah.
God, yeah, I don't remember that.
He was near 500 pounds, almost 7 feet tall.
I don't remember it. I'd like to forget about it. But I got Usos. You got Usos too?
Yeah, all the way. No reason for New Day to win here.
Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss. This is the Madcap Moss.
Madcap Moss? I mean Riddick Moss. I don't know who Madcap Moss is.
This is the Paul White and QT Marshall of day one. I understand what they were trying to do. I understand what they're doing with Drew. Listen. They're building him up. They're building him up through wins. I get it. And I respect that. That's what you should be doing with everyone on the fucking roster. Building them up through wins. I respect that. Drew McIntyre isn't just coming in and being placed in a match with Roman Reigns right out of the gate. I get that. And you know what? I appreciate the fact that they're actually doing the right thing. Building him up through wins. But is this seriously the best that you have for Drew in the interim before we inevitably get to Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre? A fucking undercard feud with Madcap Moss, a guy who, if he was released tomorrow, no one would even bat an eye and nobody would miss him.
And not even a big loss either.
Exactly. I don't understand.
Not even a big blow to SmackDown either if he was gone.
The only place that Madcap Moss, Riddick Moss, the only place that he succeeded was when he was with Tino Sabatelli in that tag team in NXT. That was a great tag team.
That was very underrated. That was actually a very good making of a tag team.
I wish they would have stayed together. I wish they would have stayed together.
Both guys had a great look, especially Sabatelli.
And
I remember watching on the WWE Network the Breaking Ground show that used to be on the network. I remember Sabatelli would be on there, Riddick Moss, Matt Bloom. It was great. And I saw the
And they
potential.
weren't bad. They weren't bad in the ring.
No, not at all. Both had, like I said, both
bad.
guys had a great look of being a good tag team.
But yeah, this is a squash, dude. This is a squash. We're probably gonna get two or three very good matches in a row. This is gonna be placed right in the middle of the show as an interim match, in and out. Claymore, Drew McIntyre wins. That's it.
How long do you see this match lasting? Better yet, 5 seconds.
No more than 3-4 minutes. No more.
And I mean, honestly, that's what it should be.
It realistically, it should be 10
and
seconds.
McIntyre is definitely not losing. It's predictable too. Very predictable.
Yeah, it should be 10 seconds. Bell rings, Claymore, 1, 2, 3.
And I'm hearing rumors of the breakup, possibly of Baron Corbin and Riddick Moss.
Good.
The Happy Corbin thing
that should have never been a thing.
Should be as the lone wolf. He should be away from Riddick Moss. I think ever since he paired with Riddick Moss a few months ago, I feel like it's made Corbin that much worse. He doesn't need Riddick Moss.
Corbin has been a complete waste of space ever since the Lone Wolf ended.
Yeah.
When they got rid of the Lone Wolf in 2018, his character went to complete shit. Shit.
Corbin was on Raw in 2018 was some of the worst shit I've seen.
That was terrible. TGI Fridays Corbin was terrible. King Corbin was even worse. And now this Corbin's just as bad.
They even had the thing with Wesley Blake and Steven Cutler, the Knights of the Lone Wolf. That was actually not bad, actually, and I wish they kept that. But
that had some
got fired because of the COVID stuff.
That had some potential.
It did.
I don't know why they fucked them over.
There were reports that I believe Steve Cutler was at a New Year's Eve party and he caught COVID, and apparently WWE wasn't happy about that, so they fired him.
Stupid.
Oh, but COVID is serious, man. It's not that serious.
Fuck out of here, people. But
I understand you want to be cautious, but it's like, what's worse, cancer or COVID-19?
You got to live your life at some point, people. But
exactly,
I got Drew. I got Drew in this.
Yeah, me too.
Hands down.
The chances of McIntyre losing are like a 0.00001. McIntyre ain't losing.
That's like saying the sun. That's like saying the sun won't rise in the east
going into Mania.
Yeah. It's like saying the sun won't rise in the east and set in the west.
And after this match, I can see McIntyre. There's even rumors, I have read ringside news, that he's supposed to be in the Universal title picture going into the Rumble. Meltzer even reported, or he was predicting that McIntyre and Reigns possibly at the Rumble. Because I think I'm hearing stuff Lesnar and Reigns at Mania. I would add McIntyre in the mix, make it a triple threat at WrestleMania on one of the nights.
I wouldn't mind that at all. But hands down, a Raw superstar should win the Rumble. It should either be Balor. It should either be Balor, Riddle, or Styles. One of those three.
Really?
Hands down.
I'm picking
that's Riddle only if RK Bro loses the titles and they break up. Only. Which I don't expect them to lose the title. So Riddle's probably number 3 out of those 3. I'm actually going to go with Balor as my number 1. Balor and Big E for the WWE title at WrestleMania.
I would not mind that at all. At all. Or I'm picking Kevin Owens, but Balor I would not mind either. Balor would be great.
Kevin Owens I wouldn't mind either. But
for AJ Styles, I do think it's going to go to a Raw star, though, either way.
It's going to have to. You can't give it to Lesnar. You can't give it to McIntyre. There is no SmackDown superstar that's going to win that Rumble. Nobody. RK Bro versus the Street Profits. It's for the Raw Tag Team Championships. This is actually the match that I'm actually most looking forward to. Just because of, again, who these 4 individuals are. If you give these individuals 14, 15, 16 minutes, they could put on a great fucking match. They could steal the whole fucking show. RK Bro is probably the second best thing about the WWE product right now. Not saying much, but they're the second best thing about the product right behind Roman Reigns. Third would probably be Damian Priest, even though they haven't really been doing him justice as the U.S. champion. But I have been loving the work of RK Bro. Their matches have been very good. They both can wrestle. They've both been somewhat protected, semi-protected. They've never lost as a tag team. in straight-up tag team competition. Street Profits, they know how to work. Street Profits know how to work. Montez Ford is fantastic. Angelo Dawkins is a very good worker. The match that they had with the Mysterios this past Monday, that was the best thing on the show. Great tag team match. Absolutely great tag team match. So I would not mind seeing the Street Profits go another 16, 17 minutes with RK Bro. If they did that with Rey and Dominic Mysterio, imagine what they could do with RK Bro.
Oh, yeah.
I don't expect RK Bro to lose. I really don't. Matter of fact, I wouldn't have RK Bro lose here. And that's nothing against the Street Profits, but the Street Profits, they're already a made tag team. They've done everything there is to do. They won the NXT tag team titles, they won the SmackDown tag team titles, and they won the Raw tag team titles. There's nothing left for the Street Profits to do. The main goal here is to build up RK Bro enough to have a new tag team take the titles off them. So I would either choose either the Hurt Business, Cedric and Shelton, or I would do the Alpha Academy. But based on what happened with the Alpha Academy, it's a very slim chance that the Alpha Academy is actually going to get built up correctly because they were fucking embarrassed on Raw. Fucking 3 minutes each.
Gable and Riddle could easily have a good match if you give them 15, 20 minutes at least.
I know. How is it that on a 3-hour show...
people want to say, oh, all you do is hate watch, man, for your agenda, man. If you give these guys 15, 20 minutes, we would not sit here complaining.
Exactly. 3 fucking minutes? 3 fucking minutes is apparently adequate for Chad Gable and Matt Riddle?
Like, what can you do in 3 minutes to get your point across?
Nothing. Unless you're actually... Unless you yourself are in a enhancement match and you are just making your debut against an enhancement talent, there should be no match on Raw between 2 full-timers that is going less than 10 minutes.
2 legit guys.
Exactly. But Chad Gable treated like a fucking afterthought.
And he deserves better. He if booked right, he can easily be a good hand in the tag team division. He could be a good hand in the U.S. title picture. Hell, I could even see him as hell if booked right. This guy could easily be a decent world champion if built up correctly. I mean, and some people, oh, Chad Gable's too small. He's boring. Like, have you watched this guy in NXT? Have you watched this guy in the King of the Ring finals against Baron Corbin a couple years ago? Have you watched this guy wrestle AJ Styles around the summer of 2017 on SmackDown Live, if you remember that match? I believe it was the 4th of July SmackDown Live in 2017. AJ Styles fought Chad Gable in a very, very underrated match. Very, very good match.
I would absolutely build up the Alpha Academy to take titles off of RK Bro at WrestleMania. And I would absolutely have Orton turn on Riddle then. Then you could do a feud and then build up Riddle to take the title off of Big E at SummerSlam. Yeah. That would be a perfect story.
And Orton would be the heel too.
Yes, absolutely.
He's better as a heel.
Oh, absolutely. Hands down, he's much better.
Orton as a babyface is like watching white paint dry all day.
Although his stuff with Riddle has been fairly decent.
Yeah.
His stuff with Riddle has been fairly decent. Riddle has actually been one of the very few exceptions to babyface Randy Orton.
Oh, yeah.
He's been one of the very, very, very few exceptions. But I don't see a reason to take the titles off of RK Bro here. Street Profits are good, but they're already a made tag team. I would like to hope that maybe the fact that the Alpha Academy had a little back and forth with RK Bro this past Monday, I'd like to hope that maybe that's going to be a sign of a future tag team title match between the two. I'd like to hope. Maybe. Depends on when Chad Gable's contract is up.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing, but Alpha Academy should be in line for the Raw Tag Team title reign. They should be.
And they have just enough tag teams to get them through the rest of
you have Alpha Academy, you got the Mysterio, Street Profits, RK Bro. You got those names.
Well, now I'm talking about specifically RK Bro. After they beat the Street Profits, they got the Mysterios, they have the Hurt Business, and then they can finally lose it to the Alpha Academy. So the Mysterios could do it at the Rumble. Hurt Business at the Elimination Chamber, and then at WrestleMania, Alpha Academy.
Yeah.
Simple.
Boom.
They already beat AJ and Omos. They already beat Lashley and MVP. They already beat Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Now they beat the Street Profits.
Yeah.
Continue to build them up.
Arcade Bro to retain here.
Yeah, I got Arcade Bro to retain. If they are given the proper amount of time, it could absolutely steal the show.
Yeah.
Edge versus The Miz. I don't even understand why this feud was even a thing. I don't understand why this feud was even
I think I know why.
Concept. Yeah, I think I know why too, but I'm
it's
just
a
saying.
certain kind of effect.
Yes.
AEW effect. Oh, but AEW's not competition, man. Sure, they're not.
It is. It's quite fucking sad, dude. It really is, dude. I don't even give a shit. I really don't give a shit. Could be a decent match because of Edge, but at the end of the day, I don't even give a shit about this feud continuing. I hope it doesn't continue. I hope that this is a one and done thing, and we move on from this. Have Edge beat The Miz, put Edge in the Royal Rumble, have Edge and AJ Styles have a back and forth, and have one of them eliminate the other, and then start building towards that match at WrestleMania. We do not need, and I'm telling you, we do not need this feud to continue. We do not need to see Beth Phoenix. We do not need to see Maurice in the ring. It's completely fucking unnecessary.
This isn't 2008 anymore.
It's not. It's absolutely not. Edge has always been great. Edge has always been great. I got nothing against Edge. But The Miz, I'll say it once, I'll say it again, dude. The Miz has surpassed his expiration date as a professional wrestler. He really has. I'm literally
ever since the loss to Shane McMahon in 2019, he's been dead.
Oh, yeah. After his feud with Daniel Bryan, it was over. That's it. The Miz has not had anything relevant to do. The Miz has not had any value. The most memorable thing that The Miz has done in the last 3 years was put on a very good tag team match along with Morrison, Bad Bunny, and Damian Priest at WrestleMania. And he lost to Bad Bunny, who, by the way, I've said this before. Miz, he lost to Bad Bunny, who's about as thin as a fucking twig, yet we're supposed to take him seriously against Edge.
Oh, but he's been training for months, man.
Fuck out of here, dude. Fuck out of here. Miz will never, and I mean never, ever be taken seriously. The only people that take The Miz seriously and the only people that actually find any value in The Miz nowadays are these Miz stans and people that are just beyond infatuated with Miz and Misses. No one gives a shit.
For the casuals.
Yes. The majority, there's the casual wrestling fans are dead. I'm just talking about fucking retarded wrestling fans. But
yeah. MJF is a much better, arrogant guy on the mic and all. He is what The Miz should be.
The Miz can cut a decent promo every now and
then. Or
The
Miz is whatever.
MJF has more bass in his voice, and MJF is a much better wrestler than The Miz.
Hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. No doubt about it. No questions asked on that.
It's like Miz is punching pillows.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
It's like, you look at MJF, look at The Miz. MJF, that's the real Miz.
Yep. Now, what are you talking about? Now, MJF is MJF. Be real here, bro.
Yeah. No one is Miz 2.0. MJF is the first MJF.
Yes, absolutely.
But he is better than The Miz. It's
dude,
like, if Miz was that guy, then okay. But Miz, like you said, he's well past his expiration date. And he has and his it kicks are some of the worst kicks I've ever seen.
Dude, I'm legitimately counting down the days until The Miz retires. I'm counting down the days until The Miz retires as a pro wrestler. He has no value anymore. He adds nothing to television. Matter of fact, he makes it worse. Dude, he legitimately makes it worse.
What if he went to commentary?
To commentary?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind it.
He's always been a good promo.
I wouldn't mind it. I would not mind him as a color commentator, to be quite. If he took on the role of Corey Graves, I wouldn't mind him. That's probably, to be quite honest with you, that's probably the best position for him in the WWE.
And he's getting old too, just like Kofi. Isn't he 40?
But let's be real here. Kofi's immensely better than The Miz.
Oh, absolutely.
I would watch I would watch Kofi wrestle for 3 hours on Raw every week than watch The Miz.
Yeah. I mean, Kofi's always
Kofi
been.
can actually move.
Kofi's always been the better wrestler of the two.
Oh, no, absolutely. Kofi actually has moves that actually seem intense. His moveset is actually believable.
Yeah. Miz, I mean, he was it in like 2010, 2011, but even in 2016 on SmackDown Live in late 2016, which was very underrated. That was actually, I missed that SmackDown. It's like that time with The Miz was the best work of his career with Dolph Ziggler going into No Mercy that year in 2016. His talking smack thing with Daniel Bryan when Bryan called him said he was wrestling, says he wrestled like a coward.
That was excellent, dude. That was fucking excellent.
That was the best Miz at the time. You look at The Miz then, look at him now, it's not the same guy at all. In fact, like, the 2016
it's like that guy got thrown into the abyss. It's like that guy got thrown into the abyss, dude.
Yeah. I mean, ever since the loss to Shane, even the loss to Bryan at like what? Super Showdown 2018 and lost in like seconds.
2 minutes.
Yeah, ever since those losses, he's went on a downward spiral.
That was sad, dude. That was really, really sad.
They should have gotten more time at Super Showdown that year. But no, we got to give the Shield versus the Dogs of War more time than that.
Fucking hell.
Because they wanted to get Roman over as a face before.
Two of those individuals aren't even in the WWE anymore.
Yeah, Ambrose and Strowman.
Well, actually, Strowman's actually doing better work than The Miz now. Strowman's doing better work than The Miz with EC3 and Karrion Kross.
And he's growing a white beard, I hear, too.
Let me tell you something. This faction with EC3 and Killer Kross and Braun Strowman, Adam Shore, that could very well be the career resurgence for Braun Strowman. And that could very well be one of the best things about 2022. Yeah. Seriously. I'm not bullshitting you. That could very well be one of the best things about 2022.
They have the makings of a great faction.
Oh my God, the faction looks great. EC3.
You got EC3 who's jacked up. You got Karrion Kross who's been jacked. He looks like a monster. Strowman, we all know about him, 7 feet tall, jacked.
Strowman's actually gotten himself in decent shape.
Yeah.
Strowman's got himself in decent shape. He cleaned himself up. Strowman does not look bad. He doesn't look bad. And you know what? They could actually do some damage if they want to. Karrion Kross could be the singles guy, and EC3 and Braun Strowman could be the tag team.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, whichever promotion they end up in 2022, I'd give them a shot.
No, I'd absolutely give them a shot. We could be looking at one of the best factions in all of pro wrestling with EC3, Killer Kross, and Braun Strowman. If they go to Impact, they could fucking take over Impact.
Yeah, anywhere they go, they could take over.
But as far as Edge and The Miz goes, it could be decent. It could be decent. I'm willing to give it a little bit of a chance, only because it's Edge, and Edge has always been great. Edge has always been knocking it out of the park. I don't think he's had one dud since he's come back. The matches with Orton were great. The matches with Reigns were great.
Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 2.
Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 2. The matches with Rollins were that was the best feud of the year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Even his
Rollins and Edge.
Even his temporary heel stuff with Bryan and Reigns going into Mania this year.
Yes.
When he attacked Daniel Bryan with the concerto stuff, and that was awesome.
That was some good stuff. Some really good stuff. So I'm willing to give it a chance because of Edge. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. Tell you this right now. In no way, shape, or form should this continue.
No.
I don't want to see Miz win. I do not want to see the mixed tag team match. It's a waste of time. We do not need this. As I said from the beginning, give Edge the win, straight up, have a competitive match, have a semi-decent match, have Edge win, move on to the Rumble, go with Edge and Styles having a face-off in the Rumble. Have them be the cause of each other's eliminations, and then build towards the match at WrestleMania and give us the dream match. Yeah. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I'm having Edge beat The Miz, to be honest here. Miz, like you said, is well past his expiration date. No reason for him to win at all. Edge winning makes sense. And Edge and Styles at Mania, I'd much rather take that than AJ and who, by the way, I did hear Omos and AJ were supposed to wrestle this past Monday in Raw, but they canceled it. Good. You know what that tells me? That Omos has hit his ceiling.
Yep.
Oh, but
I don't advocate for anyone to lose their job, dude, but I really hope Omos is gone. I really hope he's gone, dude.
Yeah. I mean, Omos is the people that you should be those are the people you should be letting go, not Tony Storm.
Tell me about it.
Tony Storm is a much better wrestler than Omos. Omos is just a one-trick pony. Hell, I'd much rather Strowman than Omos.
It is, oh my God. Let me tell you something. I'm not a fan of Braun Strowman.
Omos is a fail.
Oh, God, tell me about it. He should have never been offered a contract, dude. Should have never, ever, ever been offered a contract.
The only reason I had him was because of his size.
Tell me about it, dude.
And I heard he was a basketball player. Basketball and wrestling don't really mix well together.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Two more matches not to talk about.
Yeah, we got edge on this one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the WWE Championship. Fatal 4-Way. Big E, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley. Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Championship. Don't really understand why it's a Fatal 4-Way. Should have just been Big E and Seth Rollins. But based on what we have over here, it seems as though this is just a gateway to get Seth Rollins another title match and get a Seth Rollins and Big E at the Rumble. Because I don't see Seth Rollins taking the pin here. I honestly believe that Big E could very well retain, but considering Kevin Owens signed the new deal, dude, I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin Owens wins the title, only to lose it back to Big E at the Royal Rumble or at WrestleMania. I would not be surprised, because here's the thing. We all know that WWE will treat you well after you sign a new deal for a month, 2 months, 3 months. And then once they've given you just enough to get you comfortable, they pull the rug right out from under you. Happened with Jeff Hardy. They gave Jeff Hardy the Intercontinental title all the way back in August of 2020. And then as soon as Jeff Hardy signed the new deal, they pulled the rug right out from under him and gave the title to Sami Zayn. And then Jeff Hardy spent all those months.
When he came back, I believe after SummerSlam last year.
Yes.
When they were in the Thunderdome era.
Yes. And then all they did was put Jeff Hardy on main event and catering.
They had him drafted to Raw, which he should have stayed on SmackDown that year. They never should have moved him to Raw last year.
And you know what they did?
They put
him against The Miz and have him lose in 3 minutes.
Elias.
Yep.
Who's another dead act, just like The Miz.
Another dead act. And on top of that,
where is Elias?
No idea. Probably getting set for his
release. I honestly forgot he was employed.
Probably getting set for his release, dude. But at the end of the day,
do you care? Is that a big loss? I don't think so.
No. They missed the boat with Elias. Elias is pretty much a mini-me of Braun Strowman. They let him down in 2018.
They should have had him beat Rollins for the IC title at Money in the Bank in 2018 in Chicago, and they didn't strike while the iron was hot.
Nope. Because
they should have given the title there.
What WWE does. They always miss the boat, and they never strike when the iron is hot.
If you don't do that, a lot of people won't care. That's a problem.
And that's why no one cares about anybody that they have employed, minus Reigns.
Yeah. Roman's great, but they need to start building people up. Especially take the title off Roman. Roman's not going to be there forever. Eventually, he's going to go into transition just like into Hollywood, like Rock and Cena.
It's only a matter of time, dude. He's coming to the end. He really is coming to the end.
And he's in his late 30s too. He's not getting any younger.
37, I believe.
Yeah. I think
37, if I'm not mistaken. But
I think so.
As far as this match goes, it could really swing either way. I don't expect Bobby Lashley to win, and if Bobby Lashley doesn't
36, by the way, he'll be 37 in 2022.
Okay, so Bobby, I don't expect him to win, and it will further validate the fact that they made everyone in that match look like a complete fucking scrub a couple weeks ago on Raw, and it will validate that was a complete waste of time. So
they had Lashley go through 3 guys in one night.
That pissed me off. That absolutely pissed me off. So,
you know what pissed me off the most with that thing that night? The Seth and Lashley match where Seth won, but he won by cheat, and then Adam Pearce like restart the match. Then
dude,
Seth turns
Bobby
around.
Lashley did
They had him
two
look
moves
made him
to
look like
Seth
a dummy,
Rollins.
then he gets a spear.
He did 2 moves to Seth Rollins. All he did was a spine buster in the first match, and then when they restarted the match, all it took was 1 spear. So they pretty much just said, oh yeah, Seth Rollins is a pushover. They made Rollins, Owens, and Big E all look like pushovers.
Yeah. That was terrible.
It honestly pisses me off. It really does. I don't even know what else I can say about that, but Lashley not winning.
If you wanted Lashley in the match, there was much better ways than that.
He should have never even been in the match. No one gives a shit about Lashley in the WWE title picture anymore. Nobody.
Well, I mean, I liked him with the Hurt Business, but he lost the title to Big E back of the line.
Back of the line. Plain and simple.
Back of the line, and if you want to be back in the world title picture, you earn your way up again.
I'm sorry, you cut off there. What were you saying?
As I was saying with Lashley, he lost the title to Big E via cash-in. Lashley goes back of the line, and if he wants a shot at the world title again so bad, work your way up again. Start winning again.
Cutting off a little bit, but hopefully the technical difficulties.
How about now?
I think you're good. Yeah, I think you're good. You're good.
All right, yeah. Like Lashley, like if you wanted a shot at Big E again so bad, have him win again.
Pretty much. But Lashley not winning will certainly validate that everything that happened on that one episode of Raw a couple weeks back, it was a complete waste of time. Then you got Seth Rollins. He could be there, he could not be there, depending on how he's feeling, because he did contract COVID-19 himself. Then you got Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is the only individual that I can see outside of Big E winning this match.
He's a wild card at this point.
Yeah, Kevin Owens is a wild card.
Especially after signing a new deal with WWE, this match could honestly go either way. Unpredictability. Yeah.
Big E, I can definitely see winning, considering that they're trying to make Big E this come-from-behind underdog babyface, even though they've booked him like shit. But Big E, I could see him winning only because of the fact that he hasn't held the title for too long, and they're trying to build him up. Kevin Owens, I can only see winning because of the fact that, again, he signed a new deal, and everybody that signs a new deal, they always treat well for a few months, and then they put him right back in catering. So I would not be surprised if Kevin Owens wins, only to lose it back to Big E, either at the Rumble or at WrestleMania, and then Kevin Owens goes right back into undercard purgatory like he was before he signed the new deal. I would not be surprised at all. It honestly is a toss-up. I'm going to go with the wild card here. I'm going the unpredictability factor. I'm going Kevin Owens on this one. I really am. Only because of the fact that I can honestly see Kevin Owens getting this win because of the fact that he signed a new deal. I can see them pulling a Liv Morgan with Kevin Owens, giving him the title only to have him lose it right back to Big E.
That would be bad. That would be not bad booking. I don't want to see that.
I mean, do you put it past them?
I wouldn't. It shouldn't happen, but I wouldn't put it past them.
It could very well happen, dude. It could very well happen. I would not be surprised if they do.
Yeah. But as far as this fatal four-way or triple threat, whatever you want to call it, goes,
it's a fatal four-way.
I do hope Seth is okay. Hopefully he is back for day one. But if he's out, I can see. But if it's a triple threat, I see Big E retaining, and we get Big E and Seth at the Rumble. If it's a fatal four-way, I do see Big E retaining as well. Who do you think eats the pinfall here? Do we see something where Big E, if it's a fatal four-way, Big E wins, but it somehow leads to Seth and Big E at the Rumble? Like Seth hits some big moves, Big E steals a pin, and it leads to Big E and Seth at the Rumble.
Oh, no. If Big E is going to retain, if it's a fatal four-way and Big E retains, then Kevin Owens eats the pin. Because they have his soul.
You don't see Lashley eating the pin at all?
No, they have his soul. Kevin Owens signed his soul away for his family. I admire him for doing so, but it's not a wise move for his career. Kevin Owens signed his soul away.
If you got a family, okay, but yeah.
I mean, listen, I respect him for putting his own needs in the back.
And it's like some people, you hate Kevin Owens now. It's not, we don't hate him.
Dude, you should see
so don't even come up with that we hate him. We don't.
You should see the shit that I got just because I was expressing my concern for
You're accusing us of hating on Kevin Owens when we don't hate him, and we're not hating on him.
That's the sad part about all this. But the point that I'm trying to make is this.
Even the people that were like, oh, stop hating on Hit Row when they got called up to SmackDown with the draft this year. It's like, oh, you hate Hit Row, you're a racist.
What happened to them now? What happened to them now?
Top dollar or $0.
Dollar General. But
I mean, he hasn't blocked me on Twitter yet.
Oh no, he did with me. But here's the point, dude. Here's the point I'm trying to make. The point that I'm trying to make is this: if we do get the Fatal 4-Way, Seth Rollins is good to go. He's not eating the pin. Neither is Lashley. Kevin Owens is either going to win this match or he's going to take the pin. Those are the only two options for Kevin Owens. It's either Kevin Owens wins or he takes the pin. And he's going to take the pin because, again, they already signed the new deal for him. So now they can do whatever the fuck they want with him. They can treat him badly all they want. And he can't do a thing. He already signed his soul away. So at the end of the day, whatever's going to happen, if Big E retains, he's going to pin Kevin Owens. Lashley's not going to take the pin, and Rollins is not going to take the pin. Rollins is going to get a microphone on the next Raw and say, hey, I wasn't pinned. It was originally supposed to be me and Big E. I want my match at the Rumble, and we get the match at the Rumble. Plain and simple. Plain and simple.
Also, Seth and KO have been teasing this partnership lately, too. Do we see a dysfunctioning of those two if Seth is good to go?
I don't know, to be quite honest with you.
That's another thing to think about.
But I can absolutely see them being a tag team after the Rumble. I actually wouldn't be surprised if we get Rollins and Owens versus RK Bro at WrestleMania.
Actually, would not be bad.
Well, yeah, but at the same point in time, it's a fucking makeshift tag team.
Yeah. At the same time, yeah, I agree.
That's the thing that really gets under my skin as far as that relates.
Though, will they do that, though? Because do Seth and Riddle still have that heat?
No.
I remember when Seth got drafted to SmackDown a year ago in the 2020 draft, there was like a story where Seth and Riddle had like legit heat, and they moved Riddle to Raw because Seth went to SmackDown and Seth didn't want to work with Riddle.
That it was a while ago, but I don't think so. I think the heat died down.
That's good. But yeah, I'm going Big E to retain. Do you even see him going into WrestleMania as the WWE champion?
If he does retain, then he's going to have to.
Yeah.
It's either again, Big E retains by pinning Owens and we get Big E and Rollins at the Rumble. And if that's the case, then Big E's going into WrestleMania as the champion. If Big E loses to Owens, and then we either get Big E and Owens in a rematch, either at the Rumble or at WrestleMania, and Big E still walks out of WrestleMania some way, somehow, with the WWE Championship. Either way, Big E's going to be involved in the WWE title picture at WrestleMania in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
I wouldn't mind. I could see Big E retaining. I wouldn't mind it. But that's just me.
I got the wild card. I got Owens, only because of the fact that
Now, if Owens wins, do we see Seth win the Rumble?
No. If Owens wins, we could either see Big E win the Rumble, or we see Big E versus Owens at Royal Rumble, and Big E wins the title back, and Balor or Styles wins the Rumble. That's how I see it.
Honestly, this triple threat or fatal four-way could go honestly either way.
It's either Big E or Owens. One of those two is winning. Rollins is not winning, and Lashley's not winning.
Yeah. I mean, some people thinking Lashley winning and Lesnar facing Lashley at Mania. No. Lesnar's getting involved with Reigns at WrestleMania.
Clearly. Speaking of which, actually, main event. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship.
It should main event this match, too.
Oh, no, clearly it will. Roman Reigns is always main evented.
And this is probably the biggest thing. This probably, like, with this Day One pay-per-view, honestly, if there's one match I'm very intrigued with this pay-per-view, it's this match.
Yes, absolutely.
Especially after the Paul Heyman vignette on Christmas Eve SmackDown a week ago. That video package was great. WWE has shit creative right now, but if there's one thing they're good at is production. They nail it every time with production.
I'm telling you, we are going
every single time.
We are going to see Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman conspire and screw over Brock Lesnar. It's going to happen.
Really? I mean, they did tease that Heyman is gone. He's not gone.
No, he's not gone. This was all a big, elaborate plan.
It's a ruse.
Yes, because clearly Lesnar is trying to manipulate Roman Reigns. So Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns are manipulating in secret. Roman fired Heyman. Now Paul Heyman coming back. Everyone thinks he's going to side with Lesnar and fuck over Reigns. He's going to fuck over Lesnar and help Roman Reigns retain the title in the main event of WWE Day 1. It's perfect.
Do you see Lesnar winning the title here?
No, absolutely not. Roman Reigns retains. Lesnar's not winning, nor should he.
Reigns should honestly hold the title until there's someone close to his level, like a Walter.
That he's the only guy right now. He's literally the only guy that they could build up to take the title off of him. They could build up Priest, but they're not going to do that. They could build up Cesaro, but they're not going to do that. They could build
Matt
up
Riddle could be built up, right? If
they
he
could build up Matt Riddle. They could build up Matt Riddle, but they're not going to do that either.
You could do Nakamura built up right, Pete Dunne, anybody. Ilya Dragunov from NXT UK, anybody.
Yes.
Literally
Will
anybody. I'd even say AJ Styles, anybody.
But they won't. They clearly won't.
At
At this rate, I don't even think they know who's going to take that title off of Roman.
The guy to beat Roman for the title may even be in AEW right now, for all we know.
They ain't never getting anyone over from AEW. Let's be real.
Yeah, I don't know. With all these people coming in, I don't know. We'll see. But I would like to see Walter beat Roman.
Roman Reigns retains here easily. This could be great. This is absolutely going to be a very good match. I can absolutely see this being a very good match. There's no way Roman Reigns loses here, nor should he. If Roman Reigns loses, it will be the biggest creative failure in the last decade. It will be the biggest creative failure since The Undertaker's undefeated streak ended. That should have never been the end. Undertaker should have retired undefeated.
You don't think Michaels or Punk should have broke it?
Unless they had legit plans to make CM Punk the face of the company, no, Undertaker should have retired undefeated. And they clearly didn't respect Punk. Clearly didn't.
Oh, but he was 434 days as WWE champion, man.
Fucking terrible. It really is.
His stuff with Ryback wasn't good. Punk tried to carry him. But
Punk tried.
I'll never forget when Ryback completely missed the table with a gorilla press slam on Punk.
Gorilla press slam?
Well, no, like 2013 when he tried to put Punk through a table and he fucked up Punk's knees pretty bad.
Yep. Yeah, I remember.
Punk went on, I think, an interview or podcast. He was saying to Ryback in the back, "You either did it on purpose or you're an idiot."
Yeah.
But I'm going Reigns to beat Lesnar. I'm liking Mohawk Lesnar as much as I'm liking that. Reigns winning is the right move. No one is taking that cut off Roman right now, period. Until you have someone close to his level, like I said, the guy to beat Roman may not even be in the company right now or something. When you have someone that's in the company that's closer, higher than Reigns level, then you can take the title off Roman. But if it's not the case, Reigns should really honestly have a title reign like Kaylee Ray, like Punk, like Bruno Sammartino, like John Cena from 06 to 07, and a title reign like Walter.
Yes, absolutely. There is literally nobody. There's nobody.
No, and this match is not going to be a one and done either.
Clearly not. It can't be. If it is, it's a huge fucking mistake.
And they're not going to do that.
It's here's the thing. What's going to happen after WrestleMania? Because after WrestleMania, there's literally no other challengers. It's Lesnar and McIntyre. That's it.
Yeah, unless they do the triple threat between Reigns, McIntyre, and Lesnar at Mania, then they do
unless they have Shinsuke. Unless they have Shinsuke challenge Roman.
I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't mind that at all. Unless they have Ricochet challenge Roman, but after that, that's only enough to get Roman to SummerSlam.
Yeah, unless you want to drag it out for a few months, but
there's nobody left. Absolutely nobody left. It's kind of sad.
They really need to start either bringing people in or build someone up to take the title off Roman. They got to do something.
It really is sad, dude. They put all their eggs in the Roman Reigns basket, and they're neglecting everyone else. That's why the company's in such a shit state right now.
You know, they got to do something. They really need to start bringing in good people to take the title off Roman. Either that or build somebody up to Roman's level, because Roman's not going to be there forever. He's not getting any younger either. Eventually, he's going to transition into Hollywood like Dwayne and like John Cena. He's not going to be there forever, and he's almost 40. The guy is, the guy's going to eventually transition into movies, into Hollywood. So you need to either, I don't care who you bring from another company to the company, from another company to WWE. I don't care who you build up. It needs to be someone that is close to Roman's level.
Absolutely.
Well, like I said, closer, higher than Roman's level, then you can take the title off him.
Yes, absolutely. But we both got Roman Reigns on this one, clearly.
When someone's that good, you don't take the title off them. And when someone's not close to his level, you don't take the title off him.
Yes, absolutely. But, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this edition of the Rundown. I'd like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. You guys were fantastic. Thank you to the few people that joined us on New Year's Eve. I will be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to be talking about the Tony Storm shenanigans that took place there. I'm going to talk about Lashley potentially turning face. No creative plans have Mustafa have been.
Lashley's a babyface. Yeah, hard pass.
Yeah, I understand, but
babyface Lashley is trashly.
Lashley is a babyface. The Tony Storm fiasco. We're going to be talking about the lack of creative plans for Mustafa Ali. And Johnny Gargano could potentially be debuting for AEW in Cleveland next month. We're going to be talking about all that and more tomorrow. Plus, I'm also going to do my top 10 matches of 2021. That is tomorrow. You are not going to want to miss that. Please make sure you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Check out my email if you want to send me any requests for collaborations and business inquiries. Check out all the links in the description. Like, comment, and subscribe. Nick Fiore, one more time, where can we find you on social media?
Follow me on Twitter at FioreNick579 on my Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter. Don't be afraid to follow me on Twitter. Also, follow me on Instagram, on the Instagram sticks at NicholasFiore2014. Follow me on Facebook at Nicholas.Fiore.31. Link, you can add me as a friend on Facebook if you like. Don't hesitate to do that. Also, subscribe to Furious Nation YouTube channel on YouTube as well. It would be greatly appreciated if I get more subscribers on the channel. I would appreciate all of you if you did that. And glad to be here. I was glad to be back here once again for the second time on the DJ Storms channel, and the third time doing a video together as well. Certainly won't be the last, and it's just great to be back, and I couldn't be any more happier. I
appreciate you coming on, man. I really appreciate you coming on. Hope you had a Merry Christmas as well.
Sometimes you can't give WWE too much credit, and it's like,
no, you can't.
I'll get him out.
I never give him credit. I never give him credit. What are you talking about?
It's like, oh, come on, don't be a shill. Get him out of here.
Tell me about it, man. Tell me about it. But thank you very much for coming on. You've been fantastic. I greatly appreciate you. He's Nick Fiore. I'm DJ Storms, and this has been the Rundown, and I will catch you tomorrow for the LFU. And, of course, on Sunday, me and Earl Cole will be coming back on here at 2, and we're going to review all the results from WWE Day 1, and I will catch you tomorrow for the LFU. Peace.